Alafia, and welcome back to the online Ifa classroom. My name is David Graham. I also go by ARE at the Ifa Foundation International. And welcome back after a long and much needed holiday break. This is take number 2 of this online series, since on the first one my little kitty cat decided he wanted to come in and say hello to y'all, so hopefully he will keep it down for this one. Today's subject is going to be, what are the Orisa? And very quickly before I get into that, the online Ifa classroom is a jumping off place for the beginner, someone like myself who was born in North America, had no exposure to the diaspora or Orisa traditions, to begin to get their arms around the Ifa philosophy, the Orisa tradition, and the worldview of the Ifa community. Very briefly, I want to say that it is extremely difficult to fit into 10 or 15 minutes discussions and subject matter that normally take hours to discuss and debate with initiates and non-initiates, either on conference calls or somewhere like the Sacred Gardens. So I try to fill 10 or 15 minutes of good information. Understand, again, this is my interpretation, my understanding. Other people have different layers, different levels, different understandings of things. And again, I'm trying to fit into 10 or 15 minutes what I would normally love to talk about for hours on end. So please bear that in mind. Today's discussion, again, what are the Orisa? When I talk to new people or read new people or get involved with people who have never practiced this before, the first thing that everybody jumps out is they want to talk about the Orisa. They want to talk about the beautiful seductress Oshun, or they want to talk about the fiery Shango, or they want to talk about the old wise man Obatala, and they of course want to know who owns their head or who crowns their head. And so I wanted to do a piece and dive into a little bit more specifically on what the Orisa are. And of course, before I do that, I always like to talk about what the Orisa are not. The Orisa are not magical Disney characters. Ogun is not the Incredible Hulk. Obatala is not the old man with the long white beard. Oshun is not the sexy seductress out to lead us astray. Those are examples of energies being anthropomorphized so that humans can understand them, or given human traits so that human beings could understand the Orisa energy. It was a way of teaching the characteristics of the Orisa to folks that may not study Orisa on a daily basis, may not care to make this their life's calling, but who needed to understand what the Orisa energy are. So to now more accurately describe, the word Orisa, literally translated, means guide to consciousness. And in simple terms, what the Orisa are is they are expressions of divine power. Another way to say that would be they are manifestations of the Creator. They're manifestations of Olodumare, the whole summoned substance of the universe. They are natural phenomenon. Yemoya Lokum is the owner of the oceans. Oshun is the mother of fresh water, or the mother of rivers. Shango is the Orisa of thunder and lightning. Oya is the mother of the winds. But there's so much more than that. Orisa come into play on many levels. The first of which is, of course, observing their substance in nature. Second which is a guide to your own consciousness, or what Carl Jung would call archetypes, psychological archetypes. The Orisa can also be found within the human body. Fantastic example is Ogun as the beating heart, Oya as the lungs. Orisa also play a part in community. Each Orisa has a communal responsibility or a role that they play within the community. And these levels deepen. So when understanding Orisa and Orisa energy, it's very important to divorce yourself from, again, the Disney pantheon of energies. or the Greek equivalents. A lot of people like to describe the Orisha as the African version of Greek gods, and that's simply not the case. As we've already covered, Ifa is a monotheistic tradition, one god, one creative force. The Orisha were considered manifestations of different aspects of God, which were certainly higher and more powerful than human beings, but were there to serve, to glorify, and to manifest different aspects of the Creator. My plan is to do a piece briefly on each Orisha energy so that we can talk about them in depth, but some of the questions that I typically get answered: how many Orisha are there? When you refer to Ifa text, the metaphor that is given is 201 Orisha, 401 Orisha, 601 Orisha. The implication that the Orisha are numberless. We work with 15, 20, 25 standard Orisha that have been passed down from generation to generation, the understanding of the energies, the secrets, the mysteries, passed down from ancient Africans to now. There were two different kinds of Orishas. There were cooler Orishas and hotter Orishas. Examples being on the cool side, Obatala, Yemoja, Oshun. On the hotter side, Shango, Ogun, Eshu. But we'll delve into that a little bit later. Again, Orisha were neither male nor female. I know that we express them as the boys' club of Ogun, Eshu, Shango, Obatala, and the ladies Oshun, Oya, Yemoja. And that was because the overriding characteristics of those Orisha may have been male or female. But again, energy is both male and female at the same time. There are balancing aspects to both. So it's important to understand, again, focus on the energy, not on the Disney character. So all that being said, the other question I get asked is, well, how can I learn about Orisha? How can I understand what Orisha is? There are several different ways. The first and easiest, although not always the safest, is of course to place yourself within the Orisha energy and nature. If you want to understand Oya, go out to a windy place. Another great way to understand Oya would be to observe a tornado, although again, maybe not the safest decision. The easiest is to understand and observe Yemoja Locum. Take yourself and or your family down to the beach for the day and spend some time communing with, reflecting on, and observing the energy of the oceans. You know, there's a reason so many people choose to make their weekend excursions to the beaches. Yemoja is, of course, the energy, among other things, of healing, nurturing, motherhood, softening, calming. And it's no surprise that people take themselves and their loved ones to the beach and leave the beach feeling refreshed, calm, nurtured, healed, and ready for another work week. If you want to understand the energy of Shango from a safe place, observe a thunderstorm, observe thunder and lightning. If you want to understand the energy of Obatala, find yourself, if you can, a seat at the top of a calm, peaceful mountain and look out over everything that it encompasses and understand the silence, the calm, and the peace that Obatala brings. But another way that Orisha can be understood and can be taught is by giving the sacred Orisha pots. And again, this is a subject that everyone wants to talk about. What are they? Why do I need them? How many should I have, etc.? In the diaspora, or in our Ifa tradition here in North America, the Orisha pots are given when called for via initiation. This is going to be different than Santeria Lakumi, where you can receive many pots in one ceremony. Typically in Ifa, you receive the Orisha that crowns your head, and that is deduced via divination during your life path reading. And that would be the only Orisha that you received until such time as it was called for through divination to receive another Orisha. Example of Orisha pots are behind me. Easiest one is my Oya, and this is the Eshu that goes in that shrine, and this is Oya's pot, and inside would be contained the mysteries and the Ashe, or spiritual power, of Orisha Oya. And so if I wanted to make a sacrifice to Orisha Oya, or I wanted to meditate on or understand the mystery of Orisha Oya, I can go to my Orisha shrine, light a candle, say chants, invocations, prayers. There are tools there that are evocative of that energy, fans, windmills, kites, things that are evocative of the energy of the wind. And then you can close your eyes and you can commune with or triangulate with the energy of that Orisha. And that's what the Orisha pots were. They were more than anything a centerpiece, a focal point of that Orisha energy that the devotee could place within a shrine, typically in the home, where they could work with that Orisha, pray to that Orisha, understand that Orisha, and in so doing, apply that Orisha energy to make one's life better. The reason you were given the one that crowned your head is because that was the most important Orisha for you in your time here. While you would undoubtedly work with all Orisha, that was the one that you picked to guide your consciousness through this journey of life more than any other. In my case, mine is Oya. I have been lucky enough to receive many of the Orisha pots, and as a working Babalawo, it's appropriate to have a place where devotees can make sacrifices, where I can produce other Orisha pots when called for through divination, and where, more importantly, I can teach, I can guide, others can learn. But the thing that I want you to take away from this video more than anything is that the Orisha were guides to consciousness. They were primal energies created by God to express His abundance, His power, and the different ways that that moves throughout the universe. So again, I will attempt to do pieces on each of the major Orisha in sequence so that we can delve into the understanding of those at a deeper level. But that's what the Orisha are. One final note before I leave you is that people always ask me, do I have to have the Orisha pots to begin making offerings to Orisha? The answer is absolutely not. You can, of course, make offerings to any Orisha at any time, as long as the intent is pure and your character is good. How do you do that? Well, of course, again, you can go into nature to make abows. So if you want to make an abo to energy of Oshun, you can find yourself a flowing river or a body of fresh water and leave her offerings there. Oya, you can go to a windy place and invoke Oya's energy and leave her offerings there. But equally, if you want to set up shrines in your home for Orishas, you do not have to have Orisha pots to make altar spaces or focal points to focus on energy. All you have to do is have the understanding of a basic understanding of what that Orisha energy is, and then begin gathering objects, implements that are emblematic of or symbolic of that Orisha energy. And I'll leave you to go to the Ifa Foundation site or any of the books that we promote to learn the colors and the numbers and the emblems and why things were representative, etc. And we'll dive into that later. But you can certainly begin making your own Orisha altar spaces in your home. Light a candle, bring a glass of fresh water. Most importantly, bring your prayers, your praise, your thanks, your good intent, your desire to learn, your desire to understand. And just like everything in this philosophy, if you begin to take a few steps towards the Orisha and ask to have a deeper understanding, the Orisha will take 5, 6, 10 steps towards you, and you'll be amazed at what you learn. As always, thank you for watching. Feel free to hit me up on YouTube with any questions, or you can email me at ifafore, IFAFORE, at ifafoundation.org. And as always, take care of yourselves and take care of each other.